Two interesting stories tonight. One I'm sure will come as no surprise to anybody who understands the current state of Canada, and one that will surprise and intrigue many of you. Welcome to the Canadian Shield. My name is Sterling. I'm your host. I picked this story up from the CBC. No commitment from Trump team to drop tariff threat after meeting with Joly LeBlanc in Florida. Trudeau's ministers have a productive meeting with two Trump client picks at Mar-a-Lago. So after all of this bluster and all of this fanfare, they went down to Florida and basically told them what they made a presentation like a sales pitch that, they didn't even get through the front door type of thing. They didn't get to meet with Donald Trump. They only met with a couple of Donald Trump's appointees. And they said, oh, don't worry, we're going to take it to Donald Trump and he's going to have a look at it. Now, I've told you once, and I'm telling you again right now, Donald Trump is going to be much easier to deal with any other government. I'm not telling you that it has to be Poilievre. I am telling you that it cannot be the Liberals. They have burned that bridge too many times. They cozied up to Kamala. They cozied up to Biden. They cozied up to Obama. They slammed Trump. They talked all kinds of trash behind his face, in front of his face, in different microphones on the hot mics. Just last week or 2 weeks ago, Trudeau went on and said that the American people were sexist because they didn't elect Kamala Harris. You want to believe that somehow there's going to be good tidings between that government and our government? I mean, if everybody wants to make a big deal out of this, let's talk about it seriously. The plan that they talked about for the border is weak. It has no money in it. They're putting more money into trying to get cities to put high density than they are into this plan. They don't have any military that they can pull on to sort of stave up the border. So we don't have any national security in any way, shape, or form. They went down there hoping that they could beg and plead with Donald Trump to be nice to them because they need the votes. But he's not ever going to treat the Liberal government with anything other than disrespect. The head of the Liberal government has been two-faced to him so many times. He's not going to forget that. Why would he forget that? I mean, he doesn't have to forget that. He doesn't need to overlook that. And the fact that he's taken a daily run at Justin Trudeau should show that to you. And not only on one platform, not just on his own platform, but he has his people making runs all over X. I think it's time that Canadians understand and the Liberal Party understand that they have burned every bridge, that the world, in fact, does not think far left, that you had a 10-year run and all you caused was problems. All you've done is destroy everything you touch, whether it be the security of the nation, whether it be the security of our cities, whether it be the affordability of our homes, whether it be the strength of our dollar, whether it be how much money Canadians are going to be paying back in debts. Everything you touched, there's nothing that you touched that worked out better. Absolutely nothing. So this plan that you take down, you give it to Trump's people, which we've all read snippets of, is just going, no, you know what? I could take the plan down there, the exact same plan, and it would be received better. I mean, they might look at me a little funny because nobody's ever heard of me, but still they would receive it better than they receive it from you. That's the kind of anger that they are holding toward you. And you're just naive to believe that it would be anything other than that. I mean, it has gone beyond disdain into actual dislike. And of course, Trudeau is not doing anything to help his cause. He's not, he's doing nothing. He's not reaching out to the guy. He's not sending him flowers. He's not doing anything. He's gone off skiing because he thinks that he deserves a vacation because he works so hard. This Liberal government could replace their leader tomorrow and they would still be the shambles that they are today. They don't have a single clue how to get out of this problem. They don't even have they don't even have a single clue how to avoid the problem. Now, I picked this story up, which I find very interesting, from True North. BC City hiring family doctors as municipal government workers. So they want to hire a doctor and not try to give them a job in the province's system. They want to give them a job in the city's medical system. just like they might do with, a social worker. And the article goes on to say it's pretty ingenious, if you want my opinion, because now the city can pay for that doctor directly. They can pay for it without having to pass through the province's pay system. But because it's British Columbia, they will still be able to bill the province. If it means that they don't get to pay the doctor through the province's system, I don't think it's going to bother them. Like, I think that if the salary of whatever it may be comes out of the coffers, at least they will know that their people are covered. Of course, they're talking about this one doctor is going to be responsible, or this one clinic that they're going to put the doctor in is going to be responsible for somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 people, because the city is about 20,000 people. What's interesting to me, what I find most intriguing, is that they don't want they don't want him to worry about, or the doctor to worry about the clinic in any way, shape, or form. They're going to put civic employees in there, right? I mean, this is a great idea. So you don't have to worry about, you can hire a medical secretary, but they work for the city. You can hire nurses, but they work for the city. The guy that cleans the place, well, he works for the city. The person that does the driveway, they work for the city. I mean, there's nothing for the doctor to do but come to work and diagnose and treat people, and and his staff, nursing staff, and all the rest of that. They don't have to worry about many of the other things. This is a very smart idea, in my opinion. The mayor of this little town says that doctors have been municipalities have been calling him all day long, trying to figure out how he did it and what they can do to match it. I think it's a great idea, not because I have an issue. Well, I do have an issue, of course, with the lack of doctors that this country has, and we have to be addressing that problem. We have a country that's so large, and we have to really be talking about that. And stories like this will inspire me to discuss it and sort of give it to you from a non-medical professional's point of view. But to try and solve the problem by just saying, you know what, you don't even know. They might have had benefactors that just gave some money to the city to pay the annual salary of the doctor and to build the clinic. But to have it staffed and looked after under the city program is great. The doctor will get 2 weeks vacation. They'll get a pension. They'll get all the things that city workers get. Overtime, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know where they would fall in the contract, but I'm certain that somebody right now inside of the union that is looking after this is figuring out how to do that. I mean, there's no reason why every city in Canada shouldn't be doing this, especially the ones that are up north, right? Instead of have been waiting for the rolls and for people to graduate from schools and to get approved. I mean, they could hire somebody, give them a city job, and then what? What can you tell? What can you say? You don't have to pass on any of the boards that are in the way, that are blocking it. I don't mean that you would be hiring somebody who's not qualified. I don't mean that at all. I just mean that a lot of times doctors, people who are trained medical professionals from other countries come to Canada, and a lot of times before they get hired, they face, a 2-year waiting list and stuff of that nature. So this seems to me like a way to get around that. This seems to be, to me, that the individual would be certified and qualified, and then simply take the Pierre Poilievre test to get fast tracked, like we do with all of our trades, and they could get hired by the township and the city, or the government, the province and the federal government. Though I'm sure there will be billing issues to address, would not necessarily need to be involved, and therefore wouldn't need to stall. Now, you might think to yourself, well, why would that appeal to a doctor? But there's got to be a lot of doctors out there who don't want to be the dead sexy, like Grey's Anatomy kind of doctor. They just want a nice little town to sit in. They get a little house. I mean, there's all sorts of ways that you can spin it out to attract them to the northern part of the country, which is important, because the northern part of the country is where we lack a lot of doctors. I mean, I know that the Trudeau government has crammed so many people into our major cities that there are hundreds of thousands of people that don't even have coverage, probably millions of people that don't even have access to a doctor, and clinics are being mismanaged and they're closing because everybody wants to be a millionaire. And those issues need to be addressed, certainly. However, to end run all of that and just say, you know what, you're a municipal employee and you fall under all of the same guidelines. We will look after the building. We will staff the building. All I need you to do is come in and do the things that doctors do. Seems to be a great way to fill the issue of this problem, because there are plenty of cities that can invite or entice people to come to there and live there, especially if they offer them a discount on a house or hammer out some sort of 5-year contract. It seems to me a great way to get it, not to get around it, but to help solve the problem. I mean, let's be straightforward. The longer we wait for the federal government and the far left to fix these problems that they've caused, in some cases, they're still breaking stuff. So how are we expecting them to fix it? I'm not even sure. But we need to solve these problems. We need a common sense approach to every problem that we have in this country. And this, to me, makes common sense. All right, I'm going to wrap here. I want to thank you for listening. I would appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this channel with all of your socials. I will talk to you next time.